Then if you plug it in,
hey.
then it works more better. Hey, ho ho.
Hey, ho ho. We got to go.
Y'all, what should we have for dinner?
Y'all, why does it do that?
What?
Somebody put a baseball on his head.
Well, Derby.
What's up, y'all? What's happening?
Howdy do.
How'd it do?
You loved it. We know it. We're going stir crazy here, people.
I'm from LA. Is that Los Angeles or Louisiana?
Or Lower Alabama.
Or Lower Alabama. How's everybody doing today on this Friday?
Is it Friday?
Is it Friday? I don't think it matters.
Nobody knows. Nobody cares. It doesn't matter.
Los Angeles. Well, that's a first. We don't have a lot of people in Los Angeles.
We were supposed to be there
This month.
last I don't know. I don't know what date it is. What our time?
Yeah, well, Haley, it asks us if we want to do that, so just refrain from putting the yellow softball.
Clara, we believe in you, Miss Dungeon Masteress.
How's y'all doing? How'd y'all doing?
Well, how did
Karen, like I said, we were supposed to do a, this was right when everybody, like, it was a scare that there was going to be a lockdown, and the lady called us and was like, are you sure that you want to come out here? Because I don't want you guys getting out here and not being able to go back home, so we just rescheduled it for when we can.
Tentatively right now it's June. Up in the hills.
My house flooded and we are still in a rental in North Hollywood. Ooh, sorry about that.
Sounds fancy.
Yeah, sounds like maybe like having a good time in a fort. Worry about messing your house up.
So, we're doing well.
Yeah. So, what are we gonna do, babe?
So, we sold a piece and we need to flood it. It's quite a large piece, so we're going to show you guys how we flood our large paintings that may or may not be a little bit warped.
We'll be right back!
Bowie, what did I tell you about eating Kit Kat food?
Did that scare you guys? Sorry about that.
Scared me a little bit. Since Claire has to go, and I think she's the only mod in here.
Nay, you get to be a mod. Uh-oh.
Whoops.
Don't get all, what's it called?
Big-headed.
When you
let the power get...
Yeah, don't let the power go to your head, Nay, with the blue wrench.
Alright, guys.
She said, what?
So this is a piece...
She has a shirt made for it. She's like, you're putting my shirt on.
I'm in uniform. This is the piece.
Clara's transferring the power.
She is a dungeon master. She's something right now. So this is the piece. It is 36 by 48 that we did a while back.
It's been a minute.
We knew when we painted it that the board was warped. But now that someone's actually purchased it, now we're having to deal with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to sand it down with this piece of sandpaper, which is a 220. And Jeff's super special magic trick for this is to put a rag in the center.
Congratulations, Nene. Everybody's like, What do I do? You just get the option, you get the power to put people in timeout. You have to make sure if trolls are in here, you snatch them up. Boom, delete them,
Claire
block
can
them.
give her a rundown too. Oh, all the sound effects today. So Jeff always puts a rag in the center to protect the
I was in
inside
panic mode.
from wearing. And you may notice that I'm not sanding all over everywhere. And that's because if you sand a floating gold like this 007, it'll wear off and just go to dull brown color. Does it make anyone else nervous when you're sanding a piece? Like, what am I doing? I'm using a 220 so that anything that has landed in it, see all these like little pock marks, these little flaws, that's stuff that's landed in it that I'm sanding out. You don't have to put a whole bunch of elbow grease in it, you're just trying to create a tooth for the second layer of resin to adhere to. Looks good. Now I'm going to use some alcohol to just wipe the dust off. What
did you use? What sandpaper did you use?
220. There was a lot of junk in it.
Yeah, I see. Like, I think you should just lightly go over the color too. Like, are we not going to put any gold in it? You don't want to put any like.
I'll put some.
Fun.
I'll ribbon it. I'll put some ribbon.
I think you should go over quite a bit of that color too, because I can see.
I'm not going to repaint the whole thing.
What?
Oh, you mean sand some of the color?
Yeah.
Well, what you're saying about the gold, I was like, what are you talking about? I'm not going to go over all of it.
Because it looks like there's I can see like bumps and garbage and like from here, like.
Well, because we're taping up the sides, this is going to be a deeper pour anyways.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Michelle, what you're seeing is the sanding marks. It's not dust swipes. What we'll do is I'll probably hit the edges with some sandpaper because I think you probably should, just because of how sometimes it like comes away from the edges, especially right now.
well, some of the edges are raw, and I don't want to take the black off.
It just looks like very like you barely sanded it. Like that's what it looks like.
You only have to create a little bit of tooth, though. Like, I didn't want to get into like these raw parts that we missed.
Yeah, I just think that.
So I'm gonna hang out here with y'all. Whilst Jeff gets his sandpaper on. What's up, all spicy? So every time you put a second coat on a piece, you should sand the piece. It depends on how long it's been setting for. This one is dated in 2018, so it is well set. If you're top coating like the day after, then it's a little bit too soft. We've done top coats on pieces that we didn't sand at all because it had too much gold or metallic that was floating in it. It did just fine. I have never had a piece peel off of another piece. This is just a little bit of insurance. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. Where will you put it for dust free? So what we're gonna do is say a prayer. And also, I'm going to take one of my 48 by 48 boxes, and we'll basically just rig it to, we'll probably get some of our mic stands out to be the points and then put our box over it. We'll probably do that on camera as well. It's basically the best that we can do because our dust-free zone is only a 24 by 48. But you know what? We should probably make a 48 by 48 when we get into the house of our dreams.
Well, of course.
Oh, Clara, thank you. This is not the proper button. This is. Thank you. Have fun being the mistress of the Dungeons and Dragons and things. I'm sure I said the wrong name. I'm sure. We did do this piece online. It was right after we moved into this loft that we did this one. But yeah, it's on there. If you shoot me a text, I will find it and send you a link.
She put a link to the shirts. Marie commented and said, "It's a different world out here in the burbs." I'm like, it's still not cussing. You're still not.
It's bleeped.
Like, what more do you want? That's the whole point of the shirt. Like, just blows my mind.
So we made some shirts.
Oh yeah, that's like.
And here's the link to that, if you are so inclined. This is for pre-order. Yeah, it was a long time ago. While he's doing that, I'll see if I can find it real quick.
How do you not see this? Like, this is like terrible.
Found it. Okay, I'll add the link. Hope you guys can't hear that commercial. I'll close that. Okay. There's the link to the video.
Being DJ. Wiki.
I also added it down to the description box below this video. Also in the description box is the paint along with us kit that we are going to do on the 25th. So you have a couple days to order it and get it in time to paint with us. So what's this shirt's story? Someone didn't like it, they didn't order it. I mean, right? So this person is a really good friend of Jeff's. And she lives in the burbs now and just had some twins, and she's apparently too cool for bleeped out cuss words, but it is what it is. She'll probably end up getting
judge
one.
you out there is basically what she's saying.
Since when does she care about someone judging her?
No, I don't know.
Not never. Heidi was like, so what's this shirt story? If someone don't like it, then don't order it? Question mark? Or
No, they want to support us, which I understand.
she wants an edited version of the
She wants me to
shirt.
edit my artwork.
Never gonna happen. What's up, Maureen? Hi, Vanessa.
If I were to put the cuss word on there, I could understand.
Dumb.
Then I could make it to where it says what it
I
says.
thought JJ just hopped in here and said happy beep Friday with the F word, but it says funky Friday. I was like, yeah, like that. Like JJ just said. Anyways. So they're $25 and they're pre-order right now, and they have the Frankie that Jeff just did. Did you show everybody your Frankie for... Huh?
Except for this one has.
I was going to show you.
Oh no, that's JJ's.
I know, I was going to show them.
No.
So this is the artwork for the shirt. It has this big bad word on it. It's F COVID-19.
Where's the large blue tape?
It's already over there.
Should we use this? Should we use the white tape? White tape's a little stronger. I guess it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's only going to be on there for a little while. Maybe she isn't. She's not uncomfortable wearing it around the kids. She's uncomfortable wearing it around her neighbors.
Yeah,
probably.
it's the. I guess it's the area.
Ginger says it's the other word that's the bad word.
Right.
Nene, I just heard your shirt order going. Thank you so much for the support, you guys. They are on pre-order, so I can't ship them out right now. They'll probably be finished print in about a week.
I hope in a week.
That's my estimate. B, what are you doing?
I would say that. Oh, I'm taping off these edges so that we can get a nice doming effect, because some of this, when you've already covered a canvas, and especially wood, if it's warped any, or if the edges are, some might be a little lower than others, or if you've got a very low edge with resin, it'll find its way off, and then you'll have these funky edges, and I'm not trying to redo this again. So we're going to flood this, let this set in its own pool of resin for probably about 4 hours. We'll look at it, we'll baby it, see how tacky it is, and if it's tacky enough in 4 hours, we'll peel the tape off and let it just gradually kind of go over the edge. But if not, we'll wait about 6 hours, and it should be fine to where when we peel it off, it'll just kind of fall over the edge, and then we can just sand that edge off without
just
having
slow
to.
down.
Sometimes when you put tape on it, if you've noticed, you have almost like a little lip, like a little raise in it, and I think what happens is it kind of sticks to the tape,
Just
and then
works
it
its
levels.
way up it.
So it just kind of, and it gives that sharp edge. I'm not a fan of that. I don't want to have to re-resin or sand that and then resin over that.
Just like resin molds always have that edge. Exactly. So we're going to wait 4 to 6 hours, and then we will... Do I need to go on that side? And
Yeah, because this is like, I don't know how.
So we're giving it about...
No, this side's a little higher, but no,
It's fine. As long as it's not less than an 1/8 inch of
Well,
an edge.
did you push the side? Like, did you really push that?
I pushed it, but not as much as you probably are. When you push
Prep,
this...
babe, prep.
Know it. When you push the side, you want it to be all the way, adhered all the way up, so it doesn't find little ways to leak out. But also, you don't want it to be bowed over into your piece. So we always go back over and just pull the top away just slightly. Hello, Bean. How you doing? Sure can, JJ. Thank you for that order as well, JJ. We really appreciate it. As some of y'all may know, we do not qualify for a lot of the assistance programs since we are sole proprietors. They kind of left gig workers for just to fend for themselves, and which is fine. We're not starving or anything by any means. We haven't dipped into savings. So this will just help us out with this shirt. We took all the babies to the vet today, by the way. Almost fell forward.
And they did curbside service.
We did. Hey, Vanna. How are you doing, lady? I love all of your eyepieces.
Oh yeah, and Stone Coat is sending us their
Tilt table.
table tilter. So we'll do an unboxing on that and let you guys know how awesome that thing is.
They're actually having a sale on it right now. I think it's $79 and it's usually over $100.
Yeah, it's like $149.
Yeah. The shirt sizes are unisex. What's up, Ocean? So Mike said last night that he was sending that this week, so we should have it next week.
And I always like to go over it one last time where I touched, just in case I have any pizza sauce on my hand.
Even Bowie looked up.
Because you never know.
What? Pizza sauce. Pizza sauce. Pizza sauce.
Prep, 85%, y'all. I'm telling you right now. If you prep it long enough, well enough, and right enough, you will definitely be
Ahead of the game.
ahead of the game, but you'll be more relaxed and confident that you know that your piece is going to turn out the way it's supposed to.
That goes for countertops, tabletops, paintings, molds,
All the art.
necklaces.
And we have our AC turned off, so we know that's not going to give us any problems.
So you guys, for this piece, I'm going to use the Stone Coat countertop epoxy, and I'm using this instead of the Art Coat because it's got a thicker consistency and it sets up just slightly quicker than the Art Coat. And we're really looking for something that we don't have to baby for too many hours because we do have the kittens in the house. Kittens in the house. So I'm pouring part B first, which is the thinner of the two. And I'm doing that because if you pour the thicker one first, which is usually part A, then it's harder to get it fully incorporated. It sticks to the sides and the bottom and everything else much more.
Kim Crow Art asked if I have put gold on my edges and I do another flood coat like this and tape it, will it pull my gold off?
Depending on the gold, it might.
Yeah, it depends on what. I guess you put some gold leaf or you put gold. If you're talking about like this gold, I don't think that it would take.
It would take leafing off.
Well, yeah, leafing.
But like if it was a paint pen, it may dull it. But
Let's see. We're gonna put a piece of tape on there and see if it takes off this gold. I know this is old,
This
but
gold?
yeah, that's what
this
I'm
isn't
wondering.
going to be the gold she's talking about.
Oh. No, that's not any. Gold leaf.
I
It
wouldn't.
might. I mean, unless you put quite a bit of.
Resin over it or sealed it with something. I
don't
wouldn't
know.
put tape on raw gold leaf.
Yeah.
It would make it patchy at the very least.
I would just maybe test a little piece. Just get a, or make a piece like that as a test. Make it quite a bit of gold leaf on the top and the side. Let it set for however long, and then put tape on it and peel it off, or put tape on it, put your resin on, and then peel it off, and just make some tests. That's a part of prep, tests and what's it called? Not failure. I guess it would be like Just
field test is all
field
it is.
test, yeah.
So you want to make sure you mix for at least 3 minutes, more if you have more resin. You're going to mix it till it's completely clear and there's no like swirls of the two parts mixing together.
Good, Bowie.
Don't forget to scrape the sides of your bucket and the bottom and your stir stick to make sure everything is way fully incorporated.
Is this really dead already? Like my...
One of the worst things ever is having a piece that you love, but something didn't set quite right. And you have to Dremel that out and clean it and do another flood coat. Not prepared to do that on this piece.
What's that, TZ? I'm going to show. Alright, your one camera's getting a little dark.
I'm fairly sure I'm going to need another bucket of resin. Know it. Bowie's pouting because the kittens don't want to play right now.
Oh, yeah.
So how's everyone's quarantining going? Are you quarantining?
Quarantining.
Or are you a frontliner? Healthcare worker?
She's portining. There you go, Nene. That's all a part of having that blue wrench.
What?
Don't forget those thumbs up, guys. Mary Smith said, I am really bored today. Took a break from making masks. We need to get some masks. We don't have any masks. Apparently tomorrow is Mary Smith. I read everything the way it should be read because I don't spell that well, so I don't correct anybody if it's misspelled.
Laura Taylor sent us some masks, but they won't.
Oh yeah, that's what
They're not
we're waiting
here.
on. Where is my cursor? Can't find it.
That didn't go very far.
Really? Let me put gloves on and what time limit do we have on this?
I mean, it's 45-minute working time. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute. This will be 32 ounces once I pour this out.
Remember how scared we used to be? It was like, oh my god, what do I do?
Start the timer.
Start the timer.
We don't have a timer.
Time us. Judy always had the timer going.
She did.
We always spread it to the edge. Don't go all the way to the edge until you have enough material on your board, so that you know that you're not going to be. Well, this is taped up, so it's not going to go anywhere. So normally it would fall over the edge, and then you'd be wasting material. But this is not going to do that. So we are going to just go to the edge, and then hopefully it will just. Ooh, I should put resin on these shoes. These drips of resin on this one.
How thick is that lay? Do you think that 32 ounces is going to be good?
I think it's going to be way too much. Wow, you made. Babe, this is like.
It's going to run to the middle. I've got some coasters I need to flood anyways. You want to dip your shoe in resin?
No.
What are you doing? So you can tell people. You pinch the edge.
Just pinching the edge so that it doesn't find its way in the corner there, hopefully. Alright. I do not have a resin shirt on.
It's okay. If you want to just scoot it into this, if you want to get that edge right there, you can then be off resin duty, because I can get this part. You can just torch it since you'll have clean hands. Watching my face. I'll have some resin left over if you still think I should run some gold through it.
I think so. I think it would look nice. It'll give it a more three-dimensional.
Talk about your style of taking your gloves off to reduce.
I took the dirty one off first. I didn't have a lot on this one. Put it in this hand and then took this off and rolled it off so that we're not dripping residue, leftover resin.
Residue.
Residue. That's a new term.
You're welcome, everybody. Residue.
Because resin do. What does it do? It doos.
Mm-hmm. You know how resin do.
Ooh, let's not put that.
The bigger torch may be better suited for this. When you're torching it at home, you guys, be careful not to hit your tape too much, because your tape will wilt and it'll curl in or curl out and kind of like lessen your barrier. Just be mindful. Thanks for giving us the day off yesterday. We looked at the clock at like 8:12 and was like, well, that day's over. Just couldn't get it going enough to get a video working yesterday. We went to bed early. So we just hit it with some heat and then
God, we could have put some gold leaf in this, just like that tacky gold leaf. Oh, look at this.
we can still drop it on there and create texture.
Doesn't it float and then make a texture?
Yeah. Shape it a widow.
This is gonna look good in Ron's place.
Still gonna have to mix some. Yeah, do some gold ribbons.
Why? You're not even gonna use a lot. Look, I guess I didn't go all the way to the edge. Look what I did. Did over here.
Okay, for sure.
Right here.
I'm just pushing it up to the edge. I don't want too much to stick to the tape. I'm also taking this time to further mix the two parts together while I'm filling in all the raw spots on the surface. You don't have to worry about the resin having low spots in it because it's going to self-level. If that concerns you, you can always do one of Stone Coat's favorite dance moves, which would be the chop it up. We would waste so many paintbrushes if we did the chop on every video.
Ooh, damn.
Well,
Remember, the kids are still going. Bam!
it all landed in a box. With striking paper on it. I didn't know that side was so much lower. Alright, it looks like we got all the edges. Does it look like that to you? Alright. Now, should I pour more of this resin in here? Or do we want to flood some things?
I think you should make some gold. I think you should put gold in here.
I'll put gold in here.
Maybe put like one,
Get that.
you know. And if you guys are digging that flamethrower there, our boy Shane got that for us.
Judy got us the original one, and I got it gunky, but Shane or Whispers No Sound got it. I wonder if he did that because of us having sound problems a lot. You could use a torch or a heat gun for this part since there's no real design elements in this.
Yeah, if you're intimidated by fire, which a lot of people are, and a lot of people should be, for one, probably shouldn't have alcohol sitting right next to it using a torch. You can always use your heat gun, but stuff like this size of a canvas, sometimes your cord will get in the way and you don't realize it and mess your piece up. So we use a torch, which is easier, faster. Woo! Y'all, this is nice. With a piece this size, you always, always, always are gonna want to baby it. Don't have any plans to do this and then walk away. You know, don't do it at 10 o'clock at night or midnight, or unless you're a night owl. Because you always want to baby it, because there's always going to be something in it. No matter if you cover it, if you're in a dust-free zone, something is going to land in it, whether it be a hair or a dust, or especially on black, everything's going to show up. And you can still get stuff out probably 6 to hell. Like I've got stuff out 10 or 12 hours. You dig it out maybe a little bit. You heat it up first, and then dig it out if it's hair, or sand it and then heat it. Sometimes it depends on the resin, but
Should lay back down.
yeah. Always have your tweezers handy. Speaking of tweezers.
We just use this stir stick.
Get your tweezers in a rag that's clean. Normally I put alcohol in the rag first.
Here's the alcohol rag you had earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Right here.
There's always going to be something.
When you pick something out of right there, it looked kind of shallow. Is that good?
No, this is like super. Oh, that just needs to have heat. Let's just do this, and then we'll.
Well, my concern is if it's bubbles. Once I put this down, if we add more resin, it's gonna move it. So if we're gonna add more resin into this, we need to go ahead and do it.
I don't think that we need to add more resin. Why would we need to add more resin?
I was just asking you how shallow that was.
No, it's like deep. Like, it's not. I don't feel like it's.
Okay.
I mean, if you want, I don't
That's
see
fine.
any.
So how do we want to go with the flow of it already, or?
Yeah. Like, you know, make it to where it crosses over, or, you know, don't try to do that. Make it to where it's obviously not too busy, but if you want to come out a little bit, or if you just want to stay in the center, that's completely up to you. You're the queen of this, babe. You make it look easy.
You're the sweetest one.
How do you not get dog hair? Kim, what we're gonna most likely do is we have these huge boxes that we send out, paintings and whatever that is that we send out. We've bought some pretty large boxes, and you just unfold them, and then we have microphone stands that we put on the side here that I bought when we first met. That's what we use them for, is to make big covers for something like this. And then as far as the kittens go, we're gonna have to probably put them in my bathroom overnight, because for some reason they play in this area right here all the time. Offline. Lost you. Oh, there it goes. It's like back and forth offline.
But it's back now?
Nope. It's like going on and off. it's just, it's off and on. Yeah, I don't know. Why would it do that? It's like completely off. Oh man, that's gonna look amazing. Ooh, it went that way. Oh man, yeah, I just watched it pour, but I think it'll be fine. Should we stop it and just go? No, it's like backing on. Damn it. Sorry, you guys. It's just, it keeps cutting out and coming back on and cutting out. I don't know what the deal is. Yes, Kim, we make a temporary cover.
So right now I'm doing resin ribbons with this gold. I might try to talk Jeff into taking a video so you can see what it looks like up close.
That is beautiful.
Just love how it scallops around. You really need to have a heat gun for that dance move. It's not a torch type thing. You need that air to push. You could also use your face if you have a torch. Probably. Not the same. Still looks fun, not as clean. To use your face versus the torch.
Yeah, but that looks great though.
It's a good tip on adding more gold to that bee. So I have some resin left. What do I have? Do you need anything flooded?
I don't need anything. I can't think of anything.
I don't know.
That's, oh, it's on. Sweet. Nothing. You have those coasters that you did.
That's 6. I have
Okay,
It's
well,
so-
hey.
I'll just do a piece.
Woo!
Can you move your Frankie stuff because I'm gonna need to do this there. She looks good.
Sorry, oh, I didn't know it was just this camera. Sorry about that. There's a lot of a movement. A little bit, a lot of a movement.
A little bit of.
Ooh, that's blown out. Sorry about that, y'all. Let me fix that for you. Hold on one second here, y'all. I'll get 2 videos in one today.
Bonus.
There you go.
Thanks, Marie.